Hey everyone, it's Shawn. Welcome to the channel, and today we're talking about some basic golf terms for us beginners because we don't know anything. No one told us. We gotta learn somehow. You know, I didn't know, or I knew, but you don't know. Not everyone knows what all the terms are. I know I didn't. I'm sure you don't know them all. So today we're gonna go over some of the basic golf terms that we should all know. Okay, for the first set of terms we need to know is obviously the scoring, because I mean it's kind of the point of the game is you want to keep score, right? I mean, yes, just saying it for fun and hoping for the best honestly is kind of how I started playing the first number of rounds, because no need to know that about a score. We don't need to go over that one. Yeah. So the first term we need to know about in scoring is, let's just start from a nice neutral place. Par. So par refers to the number of strokes a golfer is expected to complete in the play of a hole. So say a par 3, you're expected to make it in 3 shots. Tee shot, onto the green hopefully, putt. If not, we've all been there. Don't worry about it. Par 4, 4 shots. If you've got a par 5, guess it. What is it? It's 5 shots. It's pretty simple stuff there. And there is par 6s, but those aren't really. Those are pretty far and few in between. And supposedly I read there's par 7s, but I mean, if you find those, good for you. I don't even care. It's going to take me a year to get there anyway, so forget it. So you may ask, what justifies a par 3? So par 3 holes for men typically is anything from 260 or under. So obviously 260 is on the longer side, which is kind of more, for your pros, your tigers, not use me's. Let's just say we both know. We see a par 120 and we're like, yeah. So for a par 4, the yardage for that is anywhere between 240 and 249. And obviously the 249 is, again, for pros. 240 is that's more my style. I might be able to make that in 2. Probably not, but I'm going to try my darndest. Par 5s can be anywhere between 450 and I guess I read 710, which is just ludicrous to me. Like, I can't imagine that many yards that you have to cover in 5 shots. That's 7 football fields. That's insanity. If you can get that, that's crazy. It took me 2 days. But you may be thinking to yourself, but Shawn, I can't make that par 3 in 3 shots. It takes me 4. What's that called? Well, don't you worry. That, my friend, has got a name. And that name that we're all familiar with, their old friend Bogey. Mr. Bojangles. Bogey's not so bad. Bogey may sound bad because it's 1 over. But really, bogey is a good thing for someone like us because par is what a scratch golfer, which plays off level par, is expected to make. We are not scratch golfers. We are not pros. We're beginners. We're hoping to just hit the ball. And if we hit it good, that's a great, best feeling. Hit that nice pure shot, great shot. We can't make that. We're not expected to make that. We shouldn't put ourselves up to those expectations. And for someone that has a great mindset of this and other videos that I've honestly obsessed over, if you haven't heard of them, you haven't checked it out yet, honestly, if you found my channel, I'm sure you've already seen his channel, and it's amazing. And that's Sidekick Golf. And I'll provide a link in below because I think his mindset of how we should approach the game for trying to break 100, trying to break 90, great video. So again, if you found mine and you haven't seen his, please click the link below. So bogey is 1 over. Where these names come from, I would love to know. Someone, please, if you have any idea where these names came from, or you can provide some kind of link or information, please comment below and let me know where these names came from. Because they make no sense to me. I don't understand how anyone came out with these. Okay, so if you got bogey, that's 1 over. But say you score 2 over par. Say it's a par 3 and you score it in 5. What's that called? Well, they made that kind of easy. That's a double bogey. Not 1, but 2. It's a double, not singular, a double bogey. If you scored 3 over par, so if you say par 3 and you get a 6, that's known as a triple bogey, which not so good. We try and avoid those. Let's be honest. They get us once in a while. Or sometimes if you score a 6 on a 3, sometimes that can also be known as a double par, which just means doubled par. So if it's par 3 and you score a 6, it's double par. If you score 8 on a 4, double par. 10 on a 5, double par. And truthfully, that's when I just pick up my ball and go to the next hole and try and forget it and move on because I don't need to think about that. Okay, but you're thinking, Shawn, hey, I made a great shot. Oh my gosh, I'm right at the pin. I just sunk a 10-foot putt and I don't know how. What's that called? That, my friends, is birdie. Birdie. And birdie is when you score 1 under the designated par. So if, say, you score a 2 on a 3, that's birdie. So that'd be a little 2 with a circle. So moving on to the next good score that I've yet to achieve this feat, but hopefully one day I will. So if you score 2 under par, so that means if you score a 3 on a 5, or you score a 2 on a 4, That's known as an eagle. So again, I don't know where these bird names are coming from. I mean, I guess birds are cool. I mean, who's into birds? So the next one that isn't very common is honestly pretty rare is if you score 3 under the designated. So that means you score a 2 on a 5. And again, rare, I don't think it happens too often. It's got 2 names. It's known as an albatross or a double eagle. Dealer's choice. So the next score, which isn't really that important because no one really does it. Supposedly only 5 have ever been recorded, and then that's still probably iffy because who knows. It's called a condor. Again, those aren't really something we're probably going to have to worry about. And the last one on this is the one we all know about and we all hope to get one day. Anyone that's never touched a golf club even knows. Hole in one. An ace. That's right. One shot, it's all it takes. Because one day, hopefully, we'll get that bad boy. And I'm sure we will. Just a matter of time. Okay, so now that we know how to keep score and what the names of these scores are, let's move on to the course so we can tell people where we're at or what the parts are called so we know, like, hey, I want to hit it over there. What's that called? Terms when it comes to the course that we all should know and need to know. You may or may not know these already. Honestly, I wasn't really sure about some of these when I was first playing. I wasn't really sure what this or that was. I just kind of like waited for other people to call it out and then just went like, oh, okay, yeah. That's what that's called. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. Let's start from the beginning. Where do we all start? The tee box. That's where you take your initial shot. You know, they've got little markers where it tells you, hey, you gotta line up here. That's where you hit the ball. That's where you start. It's like the start line. So that's where you take your first shot, where, you know, you take your drive, you take your tee shot. As Arnold Palmer says, or Jack Nicholson, I'm not really sure which. You only get 18 chances to improve your lie. I mean, if you're a real golfer, I get lots of chances to improve my life. No one's looking. Don't tell anyone. So moving on from the tee, we got the next shot where hopefully our balls land. They don't always land here. It's the fairway, which is a long stretch involving a neatly manicured grass which runs from the tee box to the hole. So that's usually where you got the nicest shot, the nicest grass. It's easier to hit your ball there. You don't have to worry about too much funny stuff happening to you there. But say you don't land on the fairway. We're gonna miss the fairway. We're gonna miss the fairway a lot. We're gonna be hitting it over there. We're gonna be hitting it over here. We don't know where it's gonna go. So that's the place where the grass is a little bit taller and not so nice to hit out of. That's the rough. Taller grass on the edges of the fairway. So we've moved on from the fairway and the rough. We've hit it finally onto the short stuff. The green. The smooth grassy area at the end of the fairway, especially prepared for putting and positioning the hole. That's right, that's where the ultimate end all be all comes. The green is the short putting area, basically. Like, it's where you putt. It's where the grass is super short, barely hit the ball, and just goes rolling past the hole, and you're like, what the f? Why'd you do that? So we got a few things that sometimes get in our way between the tee box and that green, and those are called hazards. Anything on the golf course that's designated as a hazard to 1 score. Basically, it doesn't help us. It hates us. Not our friend. It's our enemy. So the first hazard is a bunker. Concaved area filled with sand, typically. That's where you land into the sand and you're trying to hit it out and it just never comes out. You gotta really whack it and it goes like 10 feet. And you just hope you get out of there in time. Slang term for a sand bunker sometimes is known as the beach. You've beached it, or beach party, which is like an oxymoron because there's no party and there's not a beach because I'm not getting no mimosas down there. So another hazard on the course that you'll come across is water. Lakes, oceans, pools, whatever water you can think of. That, my friends, is a water hazard. So some slang terms for a water hazard is you're wet, splash, or you've gone swimming. All water related, all bad, nothing good comes from that. Probably have heard it on the course a lot. Used quite regularly, sadly. 4. And that's when you hit an errant shot and it goes flying towards a person and you just hope you don't hit them and you don't have to deal with some lawsuits. So there we have. There's some basic terms for out there on the golf. So comment below and let me know if there's any in here that you would have liked to have seen that I may have forgotten or didn't go over. You use or you know or you would like to have known in this video. Because we're all here just to kind of learn and gain some knowledge. And if you enjoyed this video, please push that like, that subscribe button and help grow this. So there's some basic. The more you know. Here with another video. Rough, we've moved. So stupid. Next we have is a bunker, a concaved area. Intros are always so hard. It's like the most awkward thing next to the whole push the like and subscribe button. If you want notifications, hit that bell. Ting. Ugh. See ya.